Hello, and welcome back to another episode of just me trying to heal my inner child by drawing mermaid melody things. Welcome back. Let's do a thought experiment, shall we? Imagine there's this anime that you've loved for a while. It was your first anime. It's what got you into anime and manga, and it has a special hold in your heart, like a special place in your heart. Imagine 19 years after its release, they make a sequel of it. Okay, a sequel manga of it. And it's about the daughter of the main character. And it has a rough start. Okay, the manga has a weird kind of start. The pacing is strange. The art is, art is subjective, but in my opinion, it didn't get better. And then the part that you've been waiting for the most is the magical girl transformation. Like, you want to see this new character's transformation. You want to see the new dress. You want to see how she fights with her voice. And it turns out that her outfit is this, and it's so disappointing. Like, how does your mother have more drip than you, girl? Anyways, that's today's project. I have made 3 different redesigns just out of spite, because I didn't like what Rukia's outfit looked like. As with all redesigns, we need a model first. So this is what I'm doing here, just drawing out the pose. This is like what I'm gonna use as kind of a base to go off of. So while we're here, let's talk about the sequel, shall we? Can someone please explain to me what the hell is going on? No, because seriously. So only one of the original creators is back. It's the person that does the art. She's back. She does the art. The art's got slightly better. I don't know. I find the faces a little bit more appealing these days. Like, the eyes don't take up 2/3 of the face, But I do feel that the manga has lost its pizzazz. Back in the day, they added all these effects, all the sparkles, all the backgrounds, everything, even though the anatomy wasn't amazing. Like, nowadays, the manga looks bland, and the anatomy isn't great either. So it's like, what did we win? What did we lose, And don't even get me started on the story, okay? No, you know what? You got me started on the story. The story is just... Luchi's daughter has no actual personality. She looks exactly like her mother. And why does her mother still look the same way that she looked back when she was 13 years old? This is supposed to be a 30-year-old woman, and she looks the same as she did when she was 13/14 years old. I don't understand. And suddenly there's a weird plot point about how mermaids now exist, like male mermaids. Those didn't exist back in the day. Quite honestly, I just assumed that every mermaid was like, a little bit lesbian, a little bit gay. Or, like, there's just so much canon that they are ignoring. Okay, we've literally seen a mermaid being birthed. Okay, you know how mermaids are born back in the old manga? It's through freaking pearls. Okay, you put a pearl in a clamshell and the mermaid is born. That's how they're born. But now apparently there's male mermaids that exist. Where have they been this whole time? I didn't see them at all in the past 7 volumes of Mermaid Melody. There's a lot that was missing, and now they're trying to like just shoehorn in all of this other stuff and try to make us believe that it existed this whole time. It's very irresponsible. For this first redesign, I kind of tried to base it a little bit more on what her mother's outfit looked like, especially with the colors, which we will see in a minute or so. But I was trying to make it look very princessy. She's very, she's got the twin tails. It's all very, very much like Lucia, like I used the exact same colors. I feel it's very similar to her mother's first, or I think second dress with all the frills and everything. Except that this outfit is kind of off the shoulder. It's got a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more ruffle, but the boots are pretty much the same. And as for the colors, I actually quite literally sampled some colors from Lucia's first outfit. It seemed right for the first redesign. So Lucia's daughter is kind of a confusing character because she goes from just absolutely hating this one guy to confessing her love in like a week or so. Like, it hasn't even been that long, and she like just loves this guy. And I get that they're trying to do a parallel between like their love and her parents' love, because her parents met when Lucia saved Kaito from drowning. So now Rukia saves her guy from drowning. It's very similar. It's very much plagiarism, I'd say. And it doesn't make much sense because we don't know much about Rukia already. We don't know much about her guy, so I just don't know. Like, they want me to root for this love, but I can't because I just don't know who these characters are. They're just kind of boring. Okay, the only reason I'm reading this manga still is for the other characters that I read about in the past manga. You feel me? And boy oh boy, we've got some past characters on here. Okay, first of all, Hanan and Rina are still in there, so that's good. They're still friends with Lucia, which I wouldn't be friends with Lucia because she's kind of horrible, but I digress. And then turns out that Lucia's daughter, Rukia here, she doesn't know any of the other princesses except Hanan and Rina, which is weird to me because you'd think that they're all a happy family now. They're basically kind of like all sisters, so why doesn't Rukia know all of her aunts, And they finally introduced my favorite character, Seira. Okay, why is Seira the same age as Rukia? That's what I want to know. Because Seira was born as like a 10-year-old, basically. When she was born, she had the body of a 10-year-old, but now it's been like 20 years later and she's in high school. I'm no mathematician, but the math is not mathing. It's not adding up. Anyways, for this redesign number 2, I thought, what if Rukia was a little bit more mature? She has like a bit of an overcoat thing going on, and it's a lot longer, a lot like Rina's outfit, except that it does have that same skirt, like underskirt design that her mother's outfit had. So I thought that would be something fun to play with. Also, the neckline, it's a kind of like a not like a turtleneck, but you guys know what I mean. And as for the colors, I sampled some colors from Lucia's kingdom, the North Pacific Ocean Palace. There we go. I don't love the colors for this one, but I thought I really wanted to make it work. So I made it work, kind of. Now, back to the matter at hand. So they finally reintroduced my favorite character, Seira. Okay, I've made like countless, like so many videos about her. I don't know how many, maybe 3, 4, whatever. She's my favorite character, and they kind of ruined her a little bit. I don't know, I hope that it gets better, but in this sequel manga, she has turned into the love rival. So she's out here. It seems like she wants to steal Rukia's man, kind of. And deep in my heart, I know Seira would never. She would never, okay? I don't know. She's just been introduced just recently in the past like 3 or so chapters, so I'm hoping it gets better. But knowing the track record and seeing what has been presented to the judges, I don't have much hope. I will say I do love how the artist has drawn her high school self. Seira looks very pretty. She's very cute. I feel that she's very out of character. I don't know. There's just so much that could be better, and I feel that they're just trying to cash in on the nostalgia of it all. And it's what hurts the most. Because I really expected a little bit better. I expected a cute story, but what I'm getting is kind of like a rehash of the old story, plus a bunch of other elements thrown in that are not consistent with the canon that was already established in the past. So yeah, I'm hoping it does get better though. I mean, I'm still gonna keep reading just for my 12-year-old self. So I mean, that's what healing one's inner child is about. I'm just mad that Rukia has no idea who Seira is. Like, Seira loved hanging out with Lucia. You know, they were like, Seira was like Lucia's little sister almost. And you're telling me that for the past 17 or so years, Seira just hasn't been hanging around Lucia? Like, what has she been doing this past 17 years? What has Lucia been doing these past 17 years? Aside from raising a child to be exactly like her, basically, and then trying to tell her that what she's doing is wrong. The woman is a hypocrite. There's this point in the story where she tells her daughter that falling in love with a human is unforgivable. And yet, this is the woman, the mermaid, that fell in love with a human. How does that make sense, babe, honey, child? Anyways, the idea behind this redesign was make it so different, you know? Like, actually commit to the pink aesthetic. You know, that's the one thing that I didn't like about Lucia that much, was that her hair wasn't pink. Like, why was she the only one that didn't have her signature color in her hair? That didn't make much sense to me. So I made her hair pink here. I feel that the hairstyle is kind of giving wedding peach vibes, if that makes any sense. But I do like this redesign. It's got a lot of ruffles on it. It's very cute. I'm not mad about this one. For the colors, I based them on a hibiscus flower because that is Lucia's favorite flower. and it is a flower that Kaito gave to her that one time. So it's kind of like a sign of their love. So I thought, why not color Rukia's new design after this flower? It made a lot of sense to me because she is the product of their love at the end of the day. So here they are, the designs that I made out of spite because I was angry. Now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I will say I think that these designs have a little bit more, a lot more pizzazz than the design we actually got in the manga. Like, what is that, girl? It's just a strapless dress. Her hair isn't even different. There's no different accessories. There's no frills. Her shoes are so basic. I'd accept basic shoes if her dress was at least a lot better. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't think this manga is gonna get better. I am still kind of hoping for a reboot though. Tokyo Mew Mew is getting a reboot, so maybe Mermaid Melody would get one too. Although maybe they'd make it worse. I don't know. Thank you for listening to my rants, and thank you for staying as long as you have, listening to all of this salt that I'm spewing about a show that aired 15, maybe even 20 years ago. I'm not sure. I don't know math. Anyways, stay safe, get vaxxed, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the flip side.